Tobias Harris.
Bruh.
Way off.
First of the year, that's when James Harden and the Clippers really started playing well.
The Sixers have shook up the roster so much this offseason that it's hard to pinpoint what they're all going to bring in totality. We have yet to see the most recent additions play next to Embiid and Maxey, but what area of the game are the new Sixers going to impact the most? We're going to break it all down here on NZ for 3, still pumping out the content with basketball season right around the corner, so stay tuned. Joel Embiid is such an overwhelming force for defenses that opposing teams do whatever they can to not get him in a one-on-one matchup. All the attention he gets requires that teammates shoot on command before the defense recovers. The new-look Sixers are going to be dangerous offensively because they are loaded with shooters that can optimize Embiid's gravity in ways we have never seen before. Tyrese Maxey and Paul George are both excellent floor spacers that happen to be the other two best players on the team. In previous years, the Sixers have had backcourt pairings that could not hoist threes immediately off the catch at a solid clip, but both Maxey and George are among the best catch-and-shoot players in the NBA and are going to make headaches for defenses. Maxey shot 37% from deep on 8 attempts last year, while impressively shooting 44% on catch-and-shoot threes on 3 attempts. Paul George is even better as he shot 41% on 8 3-point attempts per game, but 45% on catch-and-shoots on 4.4 attempts from deep. The three-headed monster of Embiid, Maxey, and George may be the most terrifying trio in the NBA given how well their skills fit each other. Just their mere presence on the court is going to make defenses think twice. Some fans are concerned that our other two starters in Kelly Oubre and Caleb Martin aren't the best shooters in the world, but recently I found out that the average three-point percentage in the NBA is 35%, and Caleb's splits last year matched that mark while shooting 3.6 threes a game. The majority of Caleb's threes also come from off the catch, so he's going to benefit greatly from Embiid. Kelly is a streaky shooter from 3, but is not one of those players we can just leave completely open. Let's not forget that Kelly shot well in the playoffs last year and can hit an open 3. Speaking of the playoffs, I need to mention that in 28 playoff games over the last 2 seasons, Caleb Martin shot 43% from deep on 4.6 attempts. The Sixers have 2 elite floor spacers and an average one in the starting lineup, so Kelly not being the best shooter won't clog the offense as much as people fear it will. Caleb Martin's crazy consistency that he has displayed in the playoffs, although it's not absolutely guaranteed that those type of guys will keep lighting it up in the postseason, but to no longer be desperately relying on streaky shooters a la Tobias Harris, but instead having elite spacers and guys who can elevate during the postseason changes everything. The Sixers' beefed up backcourt depth is one of the most interesting and valuable aspects that really make this team stand out from all of the previous iterations of the Sixers. When you take a look at the bench, you have guards who are built to play next to Joel Embiid. Their skill sets crafted to a T to help propel Joel Embiid and help him maximize his skill set as a dominating big man. You have guys like Eric Gordon, probably the most underrated pickup this season, and his shooting ability is not talked about enough. With Gordon, you're going to get offense similar to what DeAnthony Melton, who was a starter last year, provided, but in a much more seamless way. To put it into perspective, when you compare him to D. Melt and their overall shooting, you would notice that they have similar three-point shooting percentages on similar volume. But once you realize that basically all of Gordon's three-point attempts come from off the catch and shot 38% compared to Melton's 35% on less attempts, then it becomes clear on who the superior fit is. Gordon can hoist threes without taking crucial time off the shot clock. To have this luxury off the bench will only make the Sixers more dangerous. We can't forget about Reggie Jackson and Kyle Lowry, who both shot 40% off the catch and shoot threes on 2 attempts a game. Unlike pure shooters like Buddy Hield and Georges Niang, all of our new additions are also competent ball handlers whose scoring arsenals are not restricted to the three-point line. Joel Embiid will make all of these players better, not just because of his gravity, but his improved playmaking as well. Embiid has come a long way as a passer and averaged almost 6 assists last season. If he can continue to make the right reads on pick and rolls and dribble handoffs while also setting solid screens, then the Sixers might become unstoppable on the offensive side on the floor. Embiid is going to go crazy this season and is going to stand out in particular because of the new firepower that is around him. His skills as a distributor have improved drastically, so it's not unlikely that his scoring, rebounding, and assist averages would even out a bit. If Embiid doesn't have to carry the scoring load every night, then he can really fill in the gaps for the Sixers, whether it's rebounding or distributing. Honestly, it would be better if Embiid does not try to score 50 points every night and can use his passing to get the most out of his teammates that can make opposing teams pay for swarming him every possession. Nick Nurse can also do a lot of crazy things with the lineups with all the talent available to him. I wouldn't scratch out either Gordon or Lowry being inserted into the starting lineup. They're both veteran players who you can put in any rotations because they're just that seamless of fits, and you can really put them next to anybody and they're going to help you out in one way or another. What the Sixers have lacked for so long now are just established and battle-tested role players who you could plug and play that will get the absolute most out of Joel Embiid's play style. We have seen Embiid be surrounded by ball-dominant players that have been talented but not complementary to the big fella's game. Too often did it feel like a my turn, your turn type of offense that eventually became stagnant and predictable. It felt like they were always stepping over each other and were prone to too many clunky possessions. Anyways, those are just my thoughts, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We're on the road to 1K subscribers, so make sure to hit the like and subscribe. But until next time, peace.